Good morning students. Now today we will start a new chapter 7, triangle. What is a triangle? Triangle is a closed figure with 3 sides, 3 vertices. Firstly, it is a compulsory condition that it should be a closed figure. If it is open, then we can't say. If I write down like this, only make like this, then we can't say it is a triangle. So what is a triangle? Triangle is a closed figure with 3 vertices. There are 3 vertices, 3 sides, 3 sides and 3 angles, that these 3 angles. According to the length of side, there are 3 types of triangle. You already know this thing, that 3 types of triangle. First, we can say equilateral triangle. What is the equilateral triangle? In a triangle, if all the 3 sides are equal, I write down AB is equal to BC is equal to AC. In a triangle, if all the 3 sides are equal, it means it is an equilateral triangle. Second, isosceles triangle. What is the isosceles triangle? In a triangle, any 2 sides are equal. Suppose in this triangle, this side is equal to this. Then we can say it is an isosceles triangle. Third one is a scalene triangle. In which all the sides are different, then it is called a scalene triangle. This is according to the measurement of sides. According to angle, now there are also 3 types of triangle. One, we can say if all the angles are less than 90 degree. If all the angles are less than 90 degree, then it means, and there also should be follow angle sum property of a triangle also. All the angle less than 90 degree, it means it is an acute triangle. One of the angle is more than 90 degree. One of the angle is more than 90 degree, then it is called obtuse triangle. This is obtuse triangle. This is acute triangle. And if any one angle is equal to 90 degree of a triangle, then it is called right angle triangle. So there are 3 types of triangle. This is a right angle triangle. So there are 3 types of triangle according to the angle. If all the angles are less than 90 degree, then they are called acute angle triangle. If one of the angle is more than 90 degree, then it is a obtuse triangle. If all the angles, one of the angle is 90 degree, then it is called right angle triangle. For a triangle, it is necessary that all the angles sum should be equal to 180 degree. If it is greater than 180 degree or less than 180 degree, it means they will not form a triangle. Suppose it is given to you, angle A is equal to 30 degree, B is equal to 100 degree, C is equal to 60 degree. And my question is it possible to construct a triangle from the given information? Is it possible to construct a triangle from the given information? Then what we will do here? We will do sum of all the angles. That we do angle A plus angle B plus angle C, 30 degree plus 100 degree plus 60 degree. this sum will be 190 degree. This is not equal to 180 degree. That's why these given angles will not form a triangle. So it is very necessary condition that in a triangle sum of all angles should be equal to 180 degree. Now see the important concept of this chapter, that is congruency. What is a congruency? Congruency, when we can say that two figures are congruent. Two figures are said to be congruent if they have same shape and same size. If two figures have same shape and same size, then they are said to be congruent. It means for congruency we will compare same type of figure. If we are taking one triangle, then other also should be triangle. If one is rectangle, then other also should be rectangle. If one is circle, then other also should be circle. So two same figure are said to be congruent if they have same shape and same size. Now you can see that how we can say two circles are congruent. If I am talking about two circles, then obviously they are same in a shape. But how can we say that they are congruent also? What is the necessary condition for it that we can say that two circles are congruent? In circle we have only one dimension, that is a radius. If we have radius, then we can compare the two circles. If it is 3 centimeter radius but it is 4 centimeter radius, then can I say that these two circles are congruent? No, these two circles are not congruent. But if this also 3 centimeter, both are circle and both have the same radius, it means these two circles are said to be congruent. Or if I am taking a word congruent circle, then this automatically show that these two circles have same radius. How much? Maybe in the question given, but whenever it is given to you, they are congruent circle, it means both circle radius are equal. Or if it is given to you both circle radius are given, it means we can say these two circles are said to be congruent. Converse also true for it. If we talk about a square, how can we say two squares are congruent? In squares we have only side. It means we know the side, then we can tell about the square. So in a square, two squares are congruent if their sides are equal. If sides are equal, then these two squares are said to be congruent. Or if I am using the word congruent square, it means I can say that side of square 1 is equal to side of square 2. Now we will talk about a triangle in this chapter. Mainly we will discuss about only triangle here. In triangle there are some rules for prove the congruency. Firstly, see, whenever we talk about a triangle, there are 6 elements. AB, side AB, AC, BC. It means 3 sides and 3 angles A, B, angle C, or you can write down ABC, BAC, BCA. Total 6 elements in a triangle, 3 sides and 3 angles. For proving the congruency of a triangle, we need at least 2 triangles. Whenever we prove triangles are congruent, then there are 2 triangles obviously, that I want to prove ABC congruent to PQR. So I take always 2 triangles. In these 2 triangles, there should be 3 elements equal. Then we can prove any type of congruency. Any 3 element, this also 6 element, PQ, QR, PR, angle P, angle Q, angle R. Any 3 elements of one triangle is equal to another triangle respectively, then we can prove that these 2 triangles are congruent. So there are some rules how to prove the congruency. Before congruency rule, we need a word here, CPCT. What is the meaning of CPCT? CPCT means corresponding parts of congruent triangle. CPCT means corresponding part of congruent triangle. What is the meaning of it? See here. Suppose, okay, what is the sign of congruency? We will show sign of congruency like this. Suppose it is given to you triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. How to relate one triangle to another triangle? It means this A angle relate to P, B vertex relate to Q, C vertex relate to R. I can't say that if I write down ABC is congruent to triangle QPR. It means here A corresponding to Q, B corresponding to P, C corresponding to R. If I write down like this, then it is wrong. It means we show this sequence also matter here. We will take care of it, this thing, whenever we write the congruency of triangles. CPCT means suppose it is given to you any 3 parts, AB is equal to PQ, BC is equal to QR, angle B is equal to angle Q. It is given to you that these 3 elements are equal, that 3 elements of one triangle are equal to 3 elements of another triangle respectively. Then what is the meaning of CPCT here? CPCT means other 3 elements also equal of the corresponding parts. It means remaining side AB, BC, then remaining side is CA, or we can say AC. Then for CA there should be equal PR. For angle B, angle A is equal to angle P, angle C is equal to angle R. It is more clear this thing in the examples or when we will solve the questions related to this. But remember it, what is the means of CPCT? That is the corresponding parts of congruent triangle. Now see, rules for the congruency of a triangle. First, SAS axiom. What is the meaning of SAS? Side, angle, side. What is the statement for it? Firstly, remember it. What is the difference between axiom and theorem? Axiom, which we can say this is a universal truth and which is applicable for your whole mathematics. And theorem, we need to prove it using the previously proven statement or theorem, another theorem. This is axiom, it means we can use this statement in proving the other theorems of congruency, other rules of the congruency. SAS, side angle side. See, what is the meaning of this axiom? Statement is what? I take two triangle ABC and triangle PQR. In triangle ABC and triangle PQR, it is given to you that given AB is equal to PQ, BC is equal to QR, angle B is equal to angle Q. It means any two sides of a triangle and included angle, two sides and included angle of one triangle are equal to two sides and included angle of other triangle respectively, then these two triangles are said to be congruent using SAS axiom. इसका क्या मतलब है? कोई भी दो ट्राइंगल में अगर कोई भी दो साइड एंड इंक्लूडेड एंगल, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ इंक्लूडेड एंगल हियर? सी, वी आर टेकिंग दीज टू साइड AB and BC. So if you see what is the common vertex in both side B, it means our angle should be B here. Similarly, see, in this common vertex is Q, then we can say our angle should be, included angle will be Q. So it is given to you that angle B is equal to angle Q. It means we can apply in this SAS axiom. By SAS axiom we can say these two triangles are said to be congruent. So by SAS axiom we can say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle. Don't write directly PQR, firstly check it. It is not necessary that it is always a simple name PQR like this. We take another example, firstly see how to write down. In this angle B is equal to angle Q. Here we take B on second number, it means Q write down here second place. Now see, B is related to Q, it means A is related to P. That we can write down like this also, B is related to Q, then A is related to P from it, and C is related to R. Then now write down, with A you write down P, C write down R. Then triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Another example, see, okay, in this firstly complete it. Now what is the meaning of CPCT here? Whenever two triangles are congruent, three elements are given or in given information, then remaining three elements, total 6 elements we can compare, 3 sides and 3 angles. 3 sides, 2 sides and 1 angle is already compared. Remaining 1 side and 2 angles also will be equal. Then by CPCT we can say, by CPCT I already said, corresponding parts of congruent triangle. By CPCT we can say remaining side. Remaining side C, AB, BC you take, it means remaining side is AC. With AC we take here PR. Angle A is equal to angle P, angle C is equal to angle R. then by CP/CT we can say other three elements are also equal. It means if any two triangles are congruent, then always 6 elements of one triangle are equal to the 6 elements of other triangle respectively. Understand? See another thing. By SS axiom, suppose in this given to you, in triangle ABC and triangle DEF, it is given to you that AB is equal to DE, BC is equal to, see here 2 lines I draw and here also 2 lines, it means BC is equal to DF and angle B is equal to angle D. 3 elements are equal and this is included angle or not? Check it. AB and BC, what is the common vertex? B here, and here common vertex is D. So B is equal to D. It means by SAS axiom we can say, or SAS congruency rule we can say, these two triangles are congruent. Now write down the name of these triangles. If I write down ABC congruent to triangle DEF, is it correct? Check it. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle, now C. B is corresponding to D. If B is corresponding to D, it means A is corresponding to E and remaining C is corresponding to F. And with A firstly will come E, then D and then F. It means it is drawn. So now what we can say? We can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle EDF. What we can write by the CP/CT? With 3 other elements, remaining elements, 2 sides AB and BC we already taking, then remaining is AC. AC, then it become equal to EF. Angle A equal to E, angle C equal to angle F. This type we can say that these two triangles are congruent. Or whenever you write down the name of triangle, then see properly according to given information we will write. Okay, now see. So we can say the first congruency rule is the SAS axiom. Side angle side. What is the statement of it? If 2 sides and 1 included angle. If 2 sides and 1 included angle of one triangle is equal to corresponding sides and angle, or we can say corresponding 2 sides and 1 included angle of another triangle, then by SAS rule these two triangles are said to be congruent. This type we write down the statement of this rule. Now next rule, angle side angle. ASA means angle side angle. congruency rule. It means there is a side in between two angles, so we can say this is included side. See, A, B, C, D, E, F. In these two triangles, now it is given to you, angle A is equal to angle D, angle B is equal to angle F, AB is equal to DF. So you can see easily two angles and side with these two angles. So this is called included side. So we can say if in a triangle two angles and included side of one triangle is equal to corresponding to two angles and one included side of another triangle are equal, then by ASA rule these two triangles are said to be congruent. What should be the name given? ABC is congruent to triangle. Very simple. According to angle, with A there is D, with B there is F, then we give the name DFE. That triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DFE. So by CPCT, other three elements, AB is already equal to DF, remaining two sides BC and AC. BC is equal to FE, AC is equal to DE. Angle which one remaining? C is equal to E. So by CPCT, that is the corresponding parts of congruent triangle, we can say these three elements are also equal. Theorem, this is ASA, this is a theorem. You already know that this time 30% syllabus will reduced this year. So this also reduce proof of this theorem. We will not solve this theorem, we will not prove this theorem because it is already cut in your syllabus. We use directly in our syllabus. That is the ASA congruency rule. Okay, take one example. In figure, OA is equal to OB and OD is equal to OC. Show that first triangle AOD is congruent to triangle BOC, and second AD parallel to BC. Figure given to you. Sorry, not here. AB and this one is CD. And this given to you, OA is equal to OB, OD is equal to OC. Now see, there are two triangles AOD and BOC. In these two triangles, how you prove these two triangles are congruent? Try to see. Two sides are given to you. Then we need one included angle. So can you see there is a relation between these two angles? What is the relation between AOD and BOC? If you see properly, these are vertical opposite angles. Whenever two lines intersect each other, their vertical opposite angles are equal. That's why AOD is equal to BOC. So now you can see this side, this angle. It is included angle. So it means by side angle side congruency rule, we can prove that these two triangles are congruent. So how to write down solution? In triangle AOD and triangle BOC. In triangle AOD, OA is equal to OB, OD is equal to OC. We can write down this is given. Then next we can write down AOD is equal to BOC, reason vertical opposite angle. Then by SAS, triangle AOD is congruent to triangle. Stop here. Now check it. Here common vertex O. Here common vertex O. It means with O also we take O on second place. Then A have B and D with we take C. It means triangle AOD is congruent to triangle BOC. Now see, other three elements if we need, we want to prove that AD parallel to BC. It means this parallel to this. And whenever we want to prove two lines are parallel, remember it, recall it, that we have to prove, we should be use or converse of alternate interior angle theorem, maybe converse of corresponding angle axiom, maybe converse of co-interior angle theorem. Converse of co-interior angle of theorem. So we use any one of these. Now try to see here what we can do. These two triangles are congruent. It means with angle A we can see angle B equal. So by CPCT we can say these angles are equal. So by CPCT angle OAD is equal to angle OBC by CPCT. But these are which type of angle? Sorry, which type of angle? These are alternate interior angles. So we can write down, but these are alternate interior angle. So by converse of alternate interior angle theorem, AD parallel to CB or BC. This type whenever we need, we want to prove the lines are parallel, then we use the concept of converse of alternate interior angle theorem, converse of corresponding angle axiom, or maybe converse of co-interior angle property. So remember this thing. And if you see properly, that in the 7th chapter we are using the concept of chapter 6. So your lines and angle chapter is a basic of the geometry. So do properly and practice fully. Okay, thank you student. We will discuss the other thing or other congruency rule in our next lecture. Thank you.